NLWN-TV presents the In the Dugout show with a look at today's Eau Claire Cavalier game. Now, join us as we get ready for baseball in the dugout.
Hello and welcome to today's edition of In the Dugout. Rick Olson here in the NLWN-TV studios, and we're getting ready to bring you all the action of today's non-league game as the 8-6 Eau Claire Cavaliers, who are 5-4 in the Chippewa River Baseball League, take on the 7-2 Hudson River Rats out of the St. Croix Valley League. The Cavaliers are coming off a doubleheader split with the Cadott Red Sox last Sunday, losing the first game 9-7 and taking the nightcap 6-5. The River Rats are coming off an 8-2 win over the Ellsworth Hubbers on Wednesday. Now, coming up in this edition of In the Dugout, we'll take a look at today's matchup between the Cavs and the Hudson River Rats. Then we'll get Cavalier manager Ryan Bemnister's outlook on today's game in the Ryan Bemnister Show. Following that, even though today's game is not a league game, it would be a good idea to take a quick look around the Chippewa River Baseball League just to see where things stand. Also, we'll take a moment to get to know one of this season's Cavalier players on Cavalier Profile. Finally, we'll bring you all the play-by-play action of today's game from Carson Park. So it's time to get ready for some baseball action, and we'll do just that coming up right after this brief timeout. You're tuned to In the Dugout on NLWN-TV.
Hi, I'm Smokey Bear, and I made an assistant to help you out, because only you can prevent wildfires.
Hey, Assistant Smokey Bear, call me Papa Bear, because I'm grilling up dinner. Do you get it?
Yes. Good job.
So, what should I do with all these coals?
Don't just toss them out. Put them in a metal container because those embers can start a wildfire.
I understand. The stakes are high.
Ha, 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 ha.
See, Smokey thinks I'm funny.
Welcome back to In the Dugout. Very shortly, the Eau Claire Cavaliers will take on the Hudson River Rats in a non-league game. The Cavaliers are coming off a doubleheader split with the Cadott Red Sox back on Sunday, losing the first game 9-7 while capturing the nightcap 6-5. In the first game, the Cavaliers jumped out to a 3-0 lead in the top of the first inning in what was to become a back-and-forth game. The first runs came when Carson Windishausen doubled the center field, driving in Xavier Bemnister, Tyson Woodcock, and Sam Knickerbocker. There's the wind runners go. And there's a shot out into right center.
That's deep.
Way back. It's deep. It's off. Oh, one runs in. Here comes the second as Woodcock scores. And here comes Knickerbocker. And it's a bases clearing double. And he's celebrating out on second. The Red Sox answered with 3 runs of their own in the bottom of the first, plus 2 more in the bottom of the second to take a 5-3 lead. In the fourth inning, the Cavaliers fought back. Following a Sam Knickerbocker single, Windishausen once again doubled the center, leaving runners on second and third. Here's the pitch. Fly ball out into right center field. That one's carrying back. It's off the fence. Windishausen's going to check in at second, and Woodcock is at third. Ball gets by the catcher, but Woodcock's not coming. Cooper Dykes walked to load the bases, and Trenton Palmer picked up an RBI walk, making the score 5-4 with the Cavs down by only a run. That's when Brayton Tillman doubled to right, driving in Windishausen and Dyke. Bovee winds and fires. There's a line shot out into right field. That's going to fall in for a base hit. 1 run is in. That's Windishausen. Coming into the plate, scoring is Dykes. And checking in at second is Brayton Tillman. The Cavaliers had captured a 7-5 lead heading into the bottom of the fourth. That's when a costly error by the Cavaliers allowed the Red Sox to score 4 unearned runs and retake the lead and game 1. Mason Yarrington was tagged with the loss even though he allowed no earned runs. Now in the second game, the Cavaliers took an early 2-0 lead in the second inning when Brayton Tillman doubled to right, scoring Cody Dayton and Trenton Palmer. And the pitch? Fly ball. That's deep out into right field, and it's off wall. 1 run is in. Here comes another one. So Dayton has scored, and in comes Trenton Palmer as Brayton Tillman hits a 2-out double out to the right field fence. In the top of the third, Xavier Bemnister doubled to left to put himself in scoring position. Zach Deasy motioning to his left fielder out there, Feck, to move over toward the line more. There's a line shot right where Feck was, and it's going to fall in for a base hit. Rounding first and heading to second, sliding in safe with a double is Xavier Bemnister. Score he did when Dayton singled to left. There's a ground ball over through the hole and into left field. Rounding third, coming in to score is Xavier Bemnister. The Red Sox picked up a run in the bottom of the fourth before the Cavs added to their lead in the top of the fifth. Following an infield hit by Bemnister, Knickerbocker doubled to center, leaving runners at second and third. There's a shot out in the left center field, falls in for a base hit. Rounding second, heading to third. He thought about coming in but did not. Is Bemnister, but Knickerbocker checks in with a double. Windishausen walked to load the bases. Dayton then hit a sacrifice fly to right, scoring Bemnister. That's a long fly ball out into right field, still carrying back. Back makes the catch as Redwine. Runner tags and scores. So it's a sacrifice fly for Cody Dayton. Palmer then signaled to left to drive in Yarrington, who was the courtesy runner for Knickerbocker. And the pitch. There's a pop-up out towards left field, and it falls in for a base hit. Yarrington heading for the plate, and he's going to score. Throw it on to third, and in safely is Windishausen. Just a little seeing-eye Texas leaguer that just barely stayed fair for Trenton Palmer. Cooper Dykes hit a sinking fly to left, which was caught by Carter Hesselman running all the way from his shortstop position. However, it allowed Windishausen to score. There's a high pop out into left field, coming in and making the catch. Throw towards the plate. Windishausen comes in to score. Making that catch was Hesselman, I believe, coming over from his shortstop position. That was a sacrifice fly for Cooper Dykes. That made the score Cavaliers 6 and the Red Sox 1. The game became tight when, in the bottom of the sixth, Red Sox loaded the bases and Hesselman belted a grand slam home run to make the score Cavaliers 6 and the Red Sox 5. Andrew Milner picked up his third win of the season. Tyson Woodcock came in to pitch a 1-2-3 seventh inning to pick up his third save of the season. Now the Hudson River Rats are currently 7-2 and 4-0 in the St. Croix Valley League. The Rats are coming off an 8-2 win over the Ellsworth Hubbers on Wednesday. Now coming into this weekend, Hudson has a team batting average of nearly .278. Leading the way at the plate for the River Rats is Teddy Donna, who's hitting at a .368 pace. Right behind him is Owen Anderson, who's swinging for .353, and Logan Von Berge at .333, Owen Weege at .324, and Ben Land at .313, and Mitch Lewis at .310. Round out the Rats hitting over .300. Logan and Brody Von Berge are the combined workhorses for the River Rats, with 33 and a third innings between them. Logan has an ERA of 1.13 with a whip of 0.81, while Brody has an ERA of 2.08 and a whip of 1.39. Now, following last Sunday's doubleheader, the Cavaliers are being led at the plate by Sam Knickerbocker, who's hitting at a .378 pace, including 5 runs scored and 4 doubles. He's followed by Xavier Bemnister at .364 with 12 runs scored and 3 doubles. Brayton Tillman at .343, Cody Dayton at .333, and Cade Mueller at .313 round out the Cavaliers hitting over .300. Caden Erickson leads the Cavaliers in extra base hits with 5 doubles. On the mound, the Cavaliers are being led by Andrew Milner, who has a 3-1 record with an ERA of 3.14 and a whip of 1.43 in 28 2/3 innings pitched. Milner leads the team in strikeouts with 35. Right behind Milner is Eli Rathke, who has a 2-0 record and a whip of 1.66. Tyson Woodcock, who has pitched 13 in the third innings without allowing any earned runs, for a record of 1-0 with 3 saves and an ERA of 0.00. The Cavaliers have had complete game performances by Rathke, Jackson Vance, and Mason Yarrington. Now, coming up next, following this timeout, we'll get to find out Cavalier manager Ryan Bemnister's thoughts on today's game in the Ryan Bemnister Show. You're tuned to In the Dugout on NLWN-TV.
The Phoenix are rising. NLWN-2 is excited to be your home for Chippewa Valley Phoenix semi-pro football. Our next game will be on June 15th when the Phoenix will host the Midwest Warriors in a non-league game. Coverage begins with Phoenix rising at 1:30 p.m. Follow the Phoenix as they battle their way through the 2024 season on NLWN-2. That's exciting Chippewa Valley Phoenix football on June 15th.
The Goat Coffee House on Water Street in Eau Claire presents The Ryan Bemnister Show, where Cavalier manager Ryan Bemnister gives us his perspective on today's game. And now, The Ryan Bemnister Show.
Once again, we're at the Goat Coffee House talking with Cavalier manager Ryan Bemnister. And Ryan, today the Cavaliers will open up a 3-day stretch of games in Eau Claire, at home against Hudson, on the road, such as it is, against the Eau Claire Rivermen at Fairfax Park, and then Sunday back at home against New Richmond. Now, before we talk about those games specifically, let's look back at last Sunday, where the Cavaliers split a doubleheader with the Cadott Red Sox. Your thoughts about those games?
They're both, two good games, close games, a 2-run game and a 1-run game. Honestly, I think we had both games. The unfortunate thing that you and I talked about all year long is that we need to be better defensively, and unfortunately, one error in one inning led to another error in that inning, which led to 4 runs.
And they were all unearned runs, and
Yep, and it's really too bad because we had Lucas on the mound, and he just didn't have his stuff right away, and we just relied again on that young kid from Colfax, and he just came in and shoved for us for 4 and a couple of third innings or whatever it was, and then Dalton Steele came in and shut the door on him in the last inning in the third or so, give or take, which was really nice to see from those two guys because it's something that we can depend on going down the line later, but we never should have lost that first game, which is unfortunate. And then, with the exception of one pitch in the second game, it should have been a blowout. So
now the Cavaliers' bats are still showing signs of life with 18 hits on the day. However, it should be noted that only 5 of those came in the first game and 13 in the second. Any explanation for that kind of difference?
Just a different approach at the plate. I mean, the pitching was good in both games. It was very similar to each other, and there wasn't like the overpowering or anything like that. I just think the guys the energy level wasn't there right away in the first game. This seems to be the kind of the way things are going for all these doubleheaders.
You run a coffee house. Isn't there some way we can inject these guys with caffeine to get the energy level up or something?
The last thing I want them doing is drinking coffee before a game. So no, we're going to have to think of a way just to do it with natural energy. And I kind of looked to a couple of team leaders in that second game to kind of jump on the guys a little bit and get them a little bit more excited, put it in their hands instead of my hands. And again, in the first game, you had a couple of weird things happen where we had an injury right away. In that, I think it was the second inning, where we had injury to our starting catcher, and it made me burn the DH, which changes your lineup completely. Also, It forces your pitchers to hit, or forces me as a manager to switch out the pitcher every time his place comes up the bat. Well, I'm not going to do that when a kid's pitching as well as he is, and we had limited options on the bench. We're still missing, I think there's 5 or 6 guys from the lineup, which again hurts us. Mm-hmm. You know that from all year long. It's been a struggle to get people to show up every single game, especially the meaningful ones. Not that there isn't a meaningful game, but these conference games mean a lot. We're still sitting pretty good in conference, I think. We're only a game out of the playoffs or 2 or something like that, a game and a half. Whatever it is, I won't look at that until we get to about 4 games left anyways. If we can just keep winning, we'll be all right, but we got to stop with the splits.
Now, in 3 of the last 4 games, the Cavaliers' starting pitching has struggled to even get out of the first inning until Andrew Milner's solid pitching performance last Sunday. in Game 2, but any thoughts about what's causing those struggles?
You know, I think for two of them that I can think of specifically, I think against Augusta, Eli Refke came in a little bit too jacked up. Sometimes he can come in too excited, and you know that's great to be excited, but sometimes you're too amped up and you can't keep yourself in control and find the strike zone. That was one of his biggest problems. I'm not worried about that at all with him. I mean, the kid's been battling for us all year long so far, so it's not a big deal there. Right. I think Lucas's start, he hadn't thrown in a couple weeks, I think, and you can't blame a kid for coming in and, you know, not throwing for 2 weeks. He's been, you know, working, doing some stuff, and the strike zone was a little tight, so it was kind of hard to find, and once you found it, you know, it was just right where the bat was coming through the zone, and it was just an easy thing to hit. And it's hard to mix up with the stuff he has and get strike calls when it's a little tighter.
Okay, now today the Cavaliers face a team that always presents a real tough challenge for the Cavaliers. We're talking about the Hudson River Rats. Your thoughts about the River Rats?
I know they're really good, regardless of, I think they're missing their best player right now. He's playing with another team in the Northwest League, I believe. So that tells you how good their roster is if they got a guy playing on that team. You know, they're a contender in the WBA every single year. I wanted to get 2 games with those guys this year just because that's the type of level we're going to be playing at once we make the state tournament. So it'll be a good test for the guys tonight. You know, they're a good team all around. I don't know anything about them other than that every single year you see them in the WBA, so you always know they're a good team.
Well, who's getting the call to the mound today?
You know what? I was really impressed with Dalton Steele. So I'm going to go with Steele because the guy throws a lot of strikes. We're going to put some defense behind him, and we'll see what happens.
And the defense needs work anyway.
It really does.
Okay, well, Ryan, good luck on today's game. Hopefully the Cavaliers can keep the bats going, get solid pitching, and get all the team gears working together. Hope so.
You've been tuned to the Ryan Bempnister Show presented by the Goat Coffee House on Water Street in Eau Claire, with Cavalier manager Ryan Bempnister's outlook on today's game. Stay tuned. More of In the Dugout is coming right up.
Honey, the kids are antsy. What can we do that will keep all of us entertained and won't break the bank?
How about we take them to the Cavaliers game? Tickets are inexpensive, there's popcorn, hot dogs, and other baseball treats, and great baseball action.
That's right, Eau Claire Cavalier Baseball, your best choice for affordable family entertainment. Check out the schedule at www.eauclaircavaliers.org.
Welcome back to In the Dugout, as we're getting ready to bring you all the action of today's non-league game between the Eau Claire Cavaliers and the Hudson River Rats. Now, even though this is a non-league game, let's take a quick look around the Chippewa River Baseball League to see where things stand. There were 3 CRBL games on Wednesday, including the Eau Claire Bears at the Augusta Athletics, with the Bears coming out on top 5-1. In addition, the Tilden Tigers hosted the Bloomer Woodticks, with the Tigers winning 12-1. The Chippewa Falls Lumberjacks journeyed to Strum to face the Beef River Bullfrogs, with the Bullfrogs coming away with their first victory of the season, 8-5. Now that leaves the CRBL standings as follows. In the North Division, there's been some shifting around. In first place are the Tilden Tigers at 6-3. In second place, we find the Cadott Red Sox a half a game back at 6-4. Third place belongs to the Chippewa Falls Lumberjacks at 5-4 and only a game out of first, while the Jim Falls Sturgeons are in fourth place at 4-6, 2.5 games back, and fifth place finds the Bloomer Woodticks at 1-8 and 5 games back. In the South Division, there's also been a flip-flop at the top of the division. The Eau Claire Bears at 9-3 have taken over the top spot, while the Osseo Merchants are in second place, 1 game back at 6-2. The Eau Claire Cavaliers are in third at 5-4 and only 2.5 games off the pace, while the Eau Claire Rivermen are right behind the Cavaliers at 3-4 and 3.5 games off the pace. The Augusta Athletics at 4-6 and 4 games out occupy fifth place, and the Beef River Bullfrogs are taking the 6th spot at 1-6. In the CRBL action this weekend, tomorrow the Cavaliers will take on the Eau Claire Rivermen at Fairfax Park in Eau Claire, while the Tilden Tigers will host the Beef River Bullfrogs at Halley Park, and the Cadott Red Sox will travel to John Soine Field in Osseo to take on the Osseo Merchants. On Sunday, the Eau Claire Rivermen will travel to Casper Park in Chippewa Falls to face the Chippewa Falls Lumberjacks in a doubleheader, while the Jim Falls Sturgeons will host the Cadott Red Sox at Grudem Field in Jim Falls for a single game. Now, coming up next, following this timeout, we'll get to know one of this season's Cavalier players on Cavalier Profile. You're tuned to In the Dugout on NLWN-TV.
Let NLWN-TV and the Northern Light Webcasting Network take you out to the ballgame.
Our next game will be on Saturday, June 15th, as the Cavaliers take on the Eau Claire Rivermen from Fairfax Park in Eau Claire. Coverage begins with the In the Dugout show at 12 noon, followed by live play-by-play action. That's Eau Claire Cavalier baseball on Saturday, June 15th on NLWN-TV.
Time now to get to know a Cavalier player on Cavalier Profile. We'll get to know a little better who plays on this year's Eau Claire Cavalier baseball team. And now, Cavalier Profile.
Today on Cavalier Profile, we're going to get to know Dalton Steele. And Dalton, tell us a little bit about yourself, where you grew up, different levels of baseball that you've played, and so on.
I'm from Eau Claire, Wisconsin. Went to school down in Daytona Beach, Florida. And I love the people in baseball. That's why I came back to Eau Claire to play.
Okay, so when you're not playing baseball, what are some other things that keep you busy or interested?
School and video games and food.
Food.
Very big motivators, absolutely.
All right, then this is the perfect rapid fire question for you. Okay. Pie, ice cream, cake, or cookies?
Cake.
What kind?
Red velvet.
Okay, all right. Burgers, brats, or hot dogs?
Lately I've been brats, usually hot dogs though.
Okay, what do you want on either your dog or your brat?
Ketchup, onion, and if I'm feeling a little special, maybe like relish or mustard.
Okay, all right. Favorite major league team?
Brewers.
All right, now if you could talk to any baseball personality through any time in history, whether it's a player or some other baseball personality, who would it be and why?
Oh boy. I'd probably have to say a pitcher because I'd like to learn something. I'd love to meet Paul Skeens. I mean, he's new to the league and he's just getting started, but he's unbelievable. So,
all right, if you had a superpower, what do you think that might be?
Teleportation, free travel. Yeah. Sure.
Okay. All right. And so then, if you have the ability to teleport? Of course, you have to have a superhero name to go with that. So, what's Dalton's superhero name?
Oh God. I'd love to say Man of Steel, but Superman's already got that one, so...
Yeah, but you've got rights to that one.
That's kind of what I'm thinking. I'm going to take that one.
All right, man. The real Man of Steel.
Absolutely.
There we go. Yeah, put real in front of it, and there we go. Yes. All right, how about a shout-out to your family and friends that come to watch you at Cavs games?
Absolutely. Mom, Dad, sometimes my brother. I appreciate everything you guys do for me. Traveling a lot, especially at younger ages, driving me to all my games, showing up and supporting me. Really appreciate it.
We're talking with Dalton Steele on Cavalier Profile. And Dalton, when people come to Cavalier games, remind them, what number are you wearing and where do you play?
I think I'm 24. I'm pretty sure I'm 24. Usually a pitcher. Sometimes I make an appearance in like the outfield or the field. Usually a pitcher though.
All right. We want to thank Dalton Steele for joining us today on Cavalier Profile. Coming up next, more of In the Dugout.
This has been Cavalier Profile, where we get to know a little better who plays on the Cavalier baseball team. Stay tuned, more In the Dugout coming right up.
The Eau Claire Cavaliers would like to take veterans out to the ball game. That's right. As a thank you for your service, Any veteran of the United States military can receive a lifetime pass for free admission to all Cavalier home games. Just come to Carson Park with your veteran identification, and the Cavaliers will issue you a free lifetime pass to all Cavalier home games. That's just the Cavaliers' way of saying thank you for your service.
Welcome back to In the Dugout. Today the Cavaliers will have an opportunity to face off against one of the better teams in the St. Croix Valley League in the Hudson River Rats. Now last season the Cavaliers dropped an 8-2 decision to the Rats. In that game the Cavaliers were only able to garner 6 hits, and they will need to produce better than that today. With the apparent strength of the Hudson lineup this season, the Cavalier pitchers will need to be on their top form to hold the River Rats down. Now we have some exciting Cavalier baseball coming for you right here on NLWN-TV. In just a moment I'll be joining the rest of our broadcast crew at Carson Park as we bring you all the action of today's non-league game between the Eau Claire Cavaliers and the Hudson River Rats. That's coming up next. You've been tuned to In the Dugout on NLWN-TV.
When it comes to making plans, you are the best. What about those barbecues you plan in detail for your family? Or your daughter's first costume party? It was out of this world. The same way you plan each detail for those moments, start planning to protect you and your loved ones from a natural disaster. Sign up for local weather and emergency alerts. Prepare an emergency kit and make a family communications plan. Protecting your family is the best plan you can make.
You've been watching the In the Dugout show with a look at today's Eau Claire Cavalier game. Stay tuned! Coming up next is live Eau Claire Cavalier baseball. It happens to everyone eventually. Your computer goes on the fritz. Fear not, Sladen's Technology Services can help. When your computer decides to not cooperate, it can be very frustrating. Let Sladen's Technology Services keep you from wanting to drive your computer right off a cliff. Sladen's Technology Services supports business of all sizes. They offer assistance with managed anti-malware, encrypted email, fast tech support, data backup, and recovery, and more. Call Sladen's Technology Services at 715-864-2833 and get the IT help you desire. Sladen's Technology Services is the official IT service for the Northern Light Webcasting Network. Eau Claire Cavalier baseball is on the air.
Fly ball out into center field. It's hit hard. It's hit long, and it's gone! A home run for Cole Timon!
NLWN-TV proudly presents today's Eau Claire Cavalier game. Join us while we follow the Cavaliers as they battle their way through the Chippewa River Baseball League.
Fly ball out into right field. This one's tagged, and it's out of here! Into the fan deck, a 2-run home run by Gabe O'Brien.
And now, out to the ballpark for Eau Claire Cavalier baseball.
And good evening, and welcome to Carson Park on a sun-splashed Friday evening. What a great way to end up the weekend, to kick off Father's Day weekend. Happy Father's Day weekend to all the dads out there. And we're going to have some very proud dads here in a little while, because the state champion Ball Creek Cricket softball team is being honored here tonight. We'll have a little more about that later on, as the Cavaliers are getting ready to take on the Hudson River Rats. Cavaliers come into tonight's game with a record of 8 wins and 6 losses. River Rats come in with a record of 7 wins and 2 losses. Rick Olson here, along with Ann Monroe on the computer. Dan Petchow doing double duty today. He's not only on the camera, going to give us all the great views, but he's also going to give us his opinion. And Dan,
and not get hit by a foul ball.
Yes, last time you were there, one whizzed right by your ear, didn't it?
Every time I got that glove in the car, and I always forget to bring it up.
Well, I'll tell you what, we will do starting lineups in just a minute or so, and in the time being, we'll take this quick time out. You're tuned to Cavalier Baseball on NLWN-TV.
Let NLWN-TV and the Northern Light Webcasting Network take you out to the ballgame.
Our next game will be on Saturday, June 15th, as the Cavaliers take on the Eau Claire Rivermen from Fairfax Park in Eau Claire. Coverage begins with the In the Dugout show at 12 noon, followed by live play-by-play action. That's Eau Claire Cavalier baseball on Saturday, June 15th on NLWN-TV.
I'm Smokey Bear, and I made an assistant to help you prevent wildfires.
Dude, I've got this. I've been camping since I was 5 years old.
But I am a camping influencer.
You know what? I'll bet you $5. Okay. Assistant Smokey, what is the best way to put out a campfire?
To put out a campfire, drown with water, stir, drown again. Then make sure the fire is out cold by feeling with the back of your hand.
Wait, really?
I'll take the $5.
And we're back here at Carson Park as the Hudson River Rats are just wrapping up their ins and outs. And while they're out there, let's take a look at starting lineups for tonight's game. Starting off with the visiting Hudson River Rats. Leading off, the catcher, Mitch Lewis. Batting second and playing second base is Landon Zuley. Batting third at shortstop, Jake Hudson. Batting fourth and playing third base is Owen Anderson. And on the opposite corner, playing first base, is Owen Wedge. So I think before the night's over, we're going to end up owing somebody. Designated hitter tonight, batting sixth is Ben Land. Batting seventh and playing right field is Taylor Matter. Batting eighth and left field is Eli Rampton. And batting ninth and playing center field, Dayton Lawrence. On the mound for the River Rats is Logan Von Durr with a 2-0 record and a 1.13 earned run average. For the Cavaliers, leading off is shortstop Caden Erickson. Batting second is the designated hitter tonight, Xavier Bemnister. Batting third is the third baseman, Cade Mueller. Batting fourth and catching is Sam Knickerbocker. Batting fifth at second base is Cody Dayton. Batting sixth and playing right field is Carson Windeshausen. Batting seventh, the extra hitter, Ashton Cole. Batting eighth, the center fielder, Trenton Palmer. Batting ninth, first baseman, Jerome Delikowski. And batting 10th, Cavaliers are batting 10, is the left fielder, Brayton Tillman. On the mound for the Cavaliers is Dalton Steele. He was our guest on Cavalier Profile just a few minutes ago during the dugout show. So you got to find out all about Dalton. He comes into today's game with a record of no wins and one loss. He has a kind of inflated earned run average of 12.27, but he has just pretty limited exposure with that. So it doesn't take much in that situation. In fact, he only has 3 2/3 innings pitched. He did give up 5 earned runs in those 3 2/3 innings.
Welcome to Oakland, Wisconsin. It's where Carson Park is.
Right now, it's to the press announcer, Steve Kemp.
He was responsible for that himself and member of the game as all fans and participants. Really, to behave in such a manner will result in the role in this facility. Let's remember show pride in our teams and communities by demonstrating good sportsmanship for all players, coaches, and officials. Thank you. 12 balls on the property of Eau Claire Cavaliers Baseball Club. Please return all ball balls to the souvenir stand located on the third baseline, where you'll receive a $1 token good for use at the souvenir stand. As a friendly reminder, Carson Park Baseball Stadium is a non-smoking facility. If you must smoke, we ask that you please leave the stadium. Again, there is no smoking in Carson Park Baseball Stadium. Thank you. Finally, all fans, especially local bleachers, a reminder, you're at a baseball game. When called all, enter the stands at a high rate of speed. We ask that you alert at all times. Tonight's starting lineups begin with the Hudson River Rats. Leading off, take that game. Number 2, Mitch Lewis. Batting second, the second baseman. Number 10, Landon Zuley. Batting third, playing shortstop, number 3, Jake Twistle. Batting fourth, the third baseman, number 29, Owen Anderson. Batting fifth and playing first base, number 21, Owen Welch. Batting sixth, the designated hitter, number 44, Ben Land. Batting seventh, the right fielder, number 17, Taylor Manor. Batting eighth, playing upfield, number 18, Eli Redmond. Batting ninth, the center fielder, number 33, Clayton Lawrence. Batting pitching for Hudson's number 13, Logan Lambert. The Reds are managed by Chris Loresh. The Sunline River, clear Cavaliers. Leading on, white shortstop, number 6, Aiden Erickson. Batting second, designated hitter, number 4, Peter Benister. Batting third, filling to the base, number 23, Aiden Miller. Batting cleanup, catcher, number 35, Batting clip, filling second base, number 25, Cody Nathan. Batting sixth, the right fielder, number 32, Carson Foyes. Batting seventh, extra hitter, number 28, Ashton Cole. Batting eighth, point center field, number 22, Trenton Fuller. Batting ninth, the first baseman, number 24, the big sexy John Watson. Batting 10th, the left fielder, number 11, Brayton Tillman. Cavaliers, number 24, Felton Steele. Can't wait for any guy. Makes the draw from Ryan Bemnister, and he's assisted by Ryan Myron. Let's give a warm welcome to our officials for today's game on the bases. Mr. Kenny Whiteside. Behind him, play Silver, Richard Smith. Now, if you please rise your eagle and remove your hats in honor of America for the flag or our national anthem. And you see one of the general orders, which is a sign that's all the stuff I said is every about. Listen. You know, this thing, softball team. You're going to go together and continue to work at it. Listen. Senior separation number 3, Theory Parker. Junior, and Junior for the state player of the year, and WF SCA 15 Austin. Great, good. Fielding fielder number 5, Hudson Haynes. Freshman outfielder is 6, Cameron Schmoller. Senior outfielder and WFSCA All-State Honorable Mention, number 7, Elena Raffensperger. Junior third baseman and WFSCA All-State Honorable Mention, number 8, Kennedy Trump. Junior outfielder, number 9, Kendall Osmondson. Junior catcher, number 10, Emma Westers. Senior shortstop and pitcher and WFSCA first team All-Stater, number 11, Sophie Johnson. Super utility player, number 12, Maisie Now. Carson infielder, number 14, Reese Osmondson. Senior outfielder, number 15, Sophie Schindel. Junior catcher, first baseman, number 17, Audrey Holman. Sophomore infielder pitcher, number 18, Delaney Lewandowski. The pitchers are put by Linda Madison, Marcus Smallingner, Mia Bouch, Megan Harder, Amelia Beasley, the trickster, Mike Orders, and Papa C, the head coach, Brad Saransky. The next first coach is going to be thrown out by the Fall Creek Crickets. All right, ladies, make a step apart so we don't hurt anybody. I'm going to give them a call. We've talked about this ahead of time. Are we ready, ladies? Time to count to 3. 1, 2, 3. Another record. We have 7
first pitches.
Sorry, ladies.
And some of them were reasonably close to being straight. Those balls are too small for what they're used to using. Well, we're going to get 4 more here.
All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3.
Those were a little closer to being on target.
I think congratulations to the Lady Crickets on the state championship.
They're just in mid-season form yet.
Well, that's true. Well, these girls should cherish their moments at state tournament. I know that when my son appeared in the state baseball tournament, just getting there was a real thrill.
Gentlemen,
these girls won it all, Dan.
Yeah.
They're the best in the state.
Yeah. That takes a lot of work and effort to get there, and good job, girls.
There's some awfully good teams that don't get there, and these girls did. And Dan, I don't know about you, but I sure recognized a number of those names from when we carried basketball games between the Colfax Vikings and the Fall Creek Crickets.
Yeah, some of these schools, the girls, they got to play both ways. All the sports, so they can make a team, and yeah, good job for them.
So the Cavs are on the field, warming up, getting ready to start this as the managers and umpires are about to break up their meeting. Let's take a look at the Cavaliers defensively. Behind the plate is Sam Knickerbocker. Cade Mueller is over on third. Caden Erickson is at short. Cody Dayton is on second base. And Jerome Delikowski is on first. Out in the outfield, we have Tillman, Palmer, and Windeshausen going from left to right. And Dalton Steele on the mound. Now, down around the Cavalier dugout, talking with home plate umpire Dick Smith, is Cole Timon, who is not suited up for tonight's game. Yeah, it's a relatively minor injury during the Cadott games. And so he's kind of nursing that along a little bit. After all, he is the old man on the team of all of 26. Takes a little longer to heal up. I know that Ryan Bemnister made that point abundantly clear to him.
26.
Stepping up to the plate for the Hudson River Rats is Mitch Lewis, comes into the season batting .310. Dalton Steele delivers, and it's a called strike on the outside corner. Steele looking in. He works from the stretch. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike two. Steele winds and fires. Pop fouled out of play on the right side. Talking with Steve Kent, who knows a lot of these players, just before the game, Mitch Lewis is usually a middle infielder for the River Rats, but he's behind the plate tonight. The 0-2 pitch. That just missed outside. Curveball just missed the black. So now it's 1-2. Steele delivers. Line shot over to Erickson at short. Fires over to first and in time. So Mitch Lewis grounds out short to first. That's going to bring up Landon Zuley. And we did not have him in our Hudson stats, so the only assumption we can make is this is his first at-bat for the River Rats. And we have a handful of softball players coming up. No balls in a strike to Landon Zuley. And the pitch. Ground ball down the third base line, and it stayed fair. Mueller picked it up. He thought it had gone foul, but I think it was sitting right on the line when he grabbed it, and the foul line is fair.
The shortstop, Carson.
Should be called a fair line, shouldn't it, Dan?
Right. Yeah.
So that's going to bring up Jake Busson. Runner on first, one out. Top foul back. Going to be in the screen, I think. Yes. No balls, one strike. Steele at the belt and delivers. Foul tipped back. A ball and two strikes to Jake Busson. He came into the game batting .333. And the pitch. Foul tip. Young players, take a lesson from this. That pitch was out of the strike zone, but it was close enough. He got a piece of it, and that's the important thing. You just keep battling and get a piece. Eventually, you'll get a pitch you like. Unless Dalton Steele is on top of his game. And there's another foul back into the screen. Still, count remains 1-2. Zuley takes his lead. And the pitch. Foul back on the right side. And the battle has been enjoined, I do believe.
NLWN-TV. Put your 3.5 ball off, which I would standards to the $1 token.
Dan, you just pointed these out to me. Take a look at his batting gloves. What would you call those?
I'd call those trimming my horse's gloves. Yeah. Must have forgot his batting gloves at home. Had to adjust a little bit.
And another foul ball.
Hey, whatever works.
So who's going to win this battle? Jake Busson or Cody Dayton? 1 ball, 2 strikes. Dayton steps off, then Zuli goes back. Now Zuli takes his lead. He's going. Pitch is high. Throw it on to second, not in time. So Landon Zuli is on second. And the count is even now at 2-2. And the pitch. Pop up, shallow center field. Erickson drops back, and he makes the catch. It's going to bring up Owen Anderson. He's batting .353, playing third base. The pitch swung on a miss. Strike 1 to Owen Anderson. Dayton at the belt. Takes a look at second and delivers. Just a little bit low. It caught the outside corner, but Knickerbocker had to dig it out of the dirt. Zuli takes his lead over at second. Line shot out into center field for a base hit. Zuli rounds third, is headed to the plate. He's going to score as Owen Anderson gets an RBI single.
Batting fifth, the catcher number 21, Owen Wedge.
So Owen Wedge is coming to the plate now with 1 on, 1 in, 2 down. And the pitch. Ground ball foul on the first base side. No balls and a strike. And there's a strike called. 0-2 is now the count. That one caught the inside corner. Owen Wedge wasn't real thrilled with that call. Anderson takes his lead. Line shot foul on the first base side. Fly, pop up. Coming in and making the catch is Palmer. He had a long ways to go, showed some good range out there, out in center field. So for the River Rats, they did get a run. on 2 hits. There were no errors and 1 man left on base. We played a half inning, and it's the Hudson River Rats 1 and the Cavaliers coming to bat on NLWN-TV.
Menominee Eye and Optical can help you see the world for the beautiful place it is. Doctors Nicholas and Marianne Comro provide comprehensive and emergency eye care for all, including pediatric and special needs patients. Whether it's examination for glasses to cataract or LASIK care, or diagnosis and management of macular degeneration, and so much more. In addition, Menominee Eye and Optical's experienced opticians will help guide you to the highest quality eyewear for the best value. That's Menominee Eye and Optical, 520 Wilson Avenue in Menominee, where they specialize in quality personalized care for you and your family.
The Eau Claire Cavaliers would like to take veterans out to the ball game. That's right, as a thank you for your service. Any veteran of the United States military can receive a lifetime pass for free admission to all Cavalier home games. Just come to Carson Park with your veteran identification, and the Cavaliers will issue you a free lifetime pass to all Cavalier home games. That's just the Cavaliers' way of saying thank you for your service.
And that'd be a great thing to do with any veteran. Great thing for Father's Day. If your father happens to be a veteran, bring him over here to the Cavs game. He can get a free lifetime pass to all Cavalier home games. Just bring his proof of being a veteran to the ballpark, and they will issue you that pass right there on the spot. Taking a look at the River Rats defensively, we've got Anderson at third, Buston's at short, Zuli is at second, and Wedge is at first. Behind the plate is Lewis. Von Berg is on the mound. Ramthen, Lawrence, and Mattern are the outfielders from left to right. Caden Erickson to lead things off for the Cavaliers, batting .271. And swinging and a miss, Von Berg threw that one right past him. Von Berg with a 2-0 record, 1.13 earned run average. Here's the pitch. Fouled off. He has struck out 31 in his 16 innings pitched. That pitch is just a little bit high. A ball and 2 strikes to Caden Erickson. Von Berg winds and delivers. That's inside, ball 2. Counts all even. Von Berg starts his motion and delivers. Swing and a miss for strike 3. That's going to bring up the designated hitter, Xavier Bemnister. Erickson stopped and had a word or two with Bemnister on the way back to the dugout. Probably giving him a little, here's what I saw information. Check swing outside. They appeal it down to first. And Denny Whiteside said, I wasn't looking. Here's the pitch. That was called strike at the letters. So a ball and a strike. That one's outside, got past Lewis and back to the backstop. 2 balls and a strike. And the pitch. That's high. Bedminster has scored 12 runs so far on the season. Leads the team in runs scored. That's a called strike on the inside corner. Full count now to Xavier Bedminster. Here's the pitch. That's high for ball 4. Bedminster draws the walk. That'll bring up third baseman Cade Mueller.
Third baseman, number 23.
Mueller batting .313. And the pitch. That's a strike on the outside corner. Bedminster has his lead. And the 0-1 pitch is high. Counts even at 1-1. One ball, one strike, one on, and here's the pitch. That's a strike called on the inside corner, right at the letters. A ball and 2 strikes now to Cade Mueller. And the pitch. That's inside. Bonberg looks over his shoulder at first. And delivers. Swing and a miss for strike 3. That'll bring up the catcher, Sam Knickerbocker, leading the Cavaliers in hitting, batting .378.
The catchers, Knickerbocker.
And on the computer here is president of the Sam Knickerbocker fan club. Here's the pitch. Ground ball over to short, scooped up by Bussin, throw over to first, and it gets past the first baseman. And runners hold at second and third. It's going to be a 2-base error for Knickerbocker. And it's going to be on the shortstop on the throw.
Baseman, number 25.
And Bedminster is safe at third. So Cody Dayton comes to the plate, batting .333. Playing at second base. 2 on for the Cavaliers, 2 down. And the pitch. Ground ball over to short. Throw to first. That one's more on target. And Cody Dayton grounds out short to first. So for the Cavaliers, no runs on no hits. There was 1 error and 2 were left on base. We played an inning, and it's the Hudson River Rats 1, Cavaliers nothing on NLWN-TV.
The roar of our engines, the pump of our heartbeats, the pedal to our metal. The sparks that ignite us, the pistons that push us, the passions that drive us, on the roads that unite us. Napa has America's largest network of parts and care, here to be the fuel that keeps you firing on all cylinders.
Visit either of Eau Claire's 2 locally owned Napa Auto Parts stores on Highway 93 or North Claremont Avenue.
There's so many rewards in life. You coming into our home was one of the greatest rewards we could have ever had.
You know, it took 20 years, and I got my 3rd child, who was 17 at the time.
It's so cool to watch the adult that you've become, and you really have done as much for us as you think we've done for you.
So we're back here at Carson Park. Cavaliers trailing the Hudson River Rats 1-0 as we head into the top of the second inning. Who up for the River Rats this half inning are Ben Land, Taylor Mattern, and Eli Ramthan.
Off the top of the second for Hudson.
So, stepping up to the plate is Ben Land, batting .313 on the season. He's the designated hitter. Clayton delivers. And it's a high pop, foul territory. And Delikowski couldn't quite get there. I think he had a little bit of a sun issue that time. He looked like he was looking right back into it. And so he misjudged where it was coming down. He also knew the fence was coming up fairly soon. So it's just a dramatic out or dramatic strike. Ayton with the 0-1 pitch. A little bit high curveball. The 1-1 pitch swung on and fouled back. Ball and 2 strikes to Ben Land. There's a high hopper over to Erickson. Fires it over to first. And they did not get him. Land hustled down there and beat out the throw.
Yeah, good hustle by Land.
Again, that's one where you young players watching, this is why you hustle down that first baseline, even if it looks like it's going to be a routine ground ball. Erickson had to wait for that ball to come down. And Land, using his hustle, got there. Squares to bunt. Throw to first, and they got there, but the sacrifice is completed by Taylor Mattern. So that moves Ben Land over to second with 1 out. That brings up Eli Ramtham. Let me say that right. Ramthan. Yeah, ends with an N. Hitting .238. That pitch was inside. Land on second. He has his lead. And the pitch. It's inside for a ball. Cody Dayton kind of moving over to cover second a little bit. Land has his lead. And the pitch. And that's a 3-0 count. Dalton Steele at the belt. And he delivers. That one's high and inside. Ball 4. So runners at first and second with Peyton Lawrence coming to the plate. Lawrence batting .233. 1 out. And the pitch. Fly ball out towards center field, coming on hard, making the catch is Palmer, and the runners have to scurry back to their bases. Takes us back to the top of the order, Mitch Lewis.
Good catcher, Mitch Lewis.
And Lewis grounded to short his first time up. 2 down. 2 runners on. And the pitch. That's low. Got past Knickerbocker, and the runners advance. Knickerbocker lost that one through the 5-hole, Dan. Dan's a hockey guy.
Got to close those pads.
Yeah.
Maybe you can borrow my goalie pads.
So now we have runners at second and third with 1 ball, no strikes. To Mitch Lewis. That one's high and inside. Land is making a lot of noise down there on the third baseline with a scurry down the line. And that's a called strike on the outside corner. That one missed just a little bit high on the outside corner. 3 balls and a strike to Mitch Lewis. 2 down. Here's the pitch. And ball 4. So Lewis draws a walk. Second free pass given up by Dalton Steele. That's going to bring up Landon Zulli. He got an infield hit his first time up. It was a ball that just wouldn't roll foul. So now the sacks are full. Pitch is inside. Steele at the belt. And he delivers. That's high and away. 2 balls and no strikes.
Yeah, he's trying to work all the corners of the frame, but just not getting a call right now. Just going to have to put one down the middle.
There's the pitch. And the throw down to first, and pretty good collision down there between Mitch Lewis and Jerome Delikowski. Delikowski thought he got him, but getting him with his shoulder isn't the same as getting him with the glove with the ball in it. 2-0 is the count. Ground ball down the third baseline, foul. And the pitch. That missed low.
Yeah, he doesn't want to give him anything to hit, but he's going to have to put him down the middle here eventually.
Traveling time for the 3 runners. Full count, 2 down. Here they go, and fly ball out into center field. Making the catch out there with a spectacular web gem catch is Palmer. So, for the Crickets, I'm thinking about the softball team up here. For the River Rats, no runs on 1 hit. There were no errors, and 3 were left on base. We played an inning and a half, and it's the River Rats 1, Cavaliers nothing on NLWN-TV.
When you have that craving for a home-cooked meal the way Mom used to make it, rest assured, you can still get that meal by going to Mom's Restaurant and Pub in Colfax. Mom's is open daily, serving breakfast and lunch, and don't forget dinner on Friday nights with Mom's famous fish fry. The coffee is always hot, the breakfast is always delicious, and lunch will put a smile on your face and in your stomach. 225 Bremer Avenue, Colfax. Call 715-962-4617. That's Mom's Restaurant and Pub.
Yeah, I think one of the things us veterans are hoping for is soon the cabin will be built.
It's going to be amazing to be able to come to a place like this and stay at a cabin with amazing people, animals, a view, and get away from it all.
Country Haven Farms is fundraising to complete our cabin, giving Wisconsin veterans and their families a much-needed escape in the Northwoods. Donations of any amount are encouraged, and sponsorships are available at all levels. To make a donation or sponsorship, please visit our website or give us a call.
Heading into the bottom of the second inning, due up for the Cavaliers are Carson Windeshausen, Ashton Kroll, and Trenton Palmer. Dan, how often is it you see a guy make a spectacular play for the third out of an inning, he's up to bat the next inning?
Yeah.
You know, numbers-wise, it should be 1 out of 3. But it still seems like it comes up more often than that.
Yeah, that's how you pull your pitcher out of a jam right there.
Swing and a miss by Windeshausen for strike one. Von Berg is bringing some pretty good heat. We don't have a radar gun, but this is some of the fastest pitching I think the Cavaliers have seen this year. There's another one, just blew it by Windeshausen. Well, the first one was called a ball. I think it's 0-2. The scoreboard, I think, has it wrong. Swing and a miss, and we were right. The scoreboard was wrong. Windeshausen goes down swinging. Ashton Kroll coming to the plate, batting .250. Kroll is the extra hitter today. That pitch missed the outside corner. Von Berg winds and fires. Swung on a missed. He might have got a little piece of it, but it's still a strike. Von Berg delivers the 1-1. That's inside for a ball. It's Smith behind the plate. Denny Whiteside out on the bases. Here's the pitch. That's a strike called on the inside corner. Counts even at 2-2. The wind and the 2-2 pitch. That's high. Curveball did not come down in. And the count is full to Ashton Kroll. There's a little poetic note in there. The payoff pitch. Soft pop-up coming in and making the catch is Wedge, and that's 2 down. That's going to bring up Trenton Palmer. His effort saved a couple runs. Let's see if he can deliver one, or at least get us on the track for one here. That pitch is high and inside. And the pitch. That's high ball, too. The 2-0 pitch, check swing, and it's a strike. On the pitch. That missed the outside corner, 3-1. That may have been a makeup call there.
Yeah, the Cavs didn't like the call before that.
And the pitch. Foul back. So the count goes full to Trenton Palmer. And the pitch. That's high for ball 4. Palmer draws the walk. That's the second walk of the game given up by Von Berg. Brings up Jerome Delikowski batting 154. But you know what, Dan? This is the kind of pitcher that Delikowski might be able to deliver with.
Yeah, when he's had to have him count. He's done that.
There's a high pitch. Ball, no strikes. Palmer on first. And the pitch. Swung on a miss. He chased one just high out of the zone. He looked so big and fat coming in there. Von Berg has the 1-1 pitch. Delikowski chased the curveball outside. Here's a situation that we used to call choke and poke. Choke up a little, just make contact. Here's the pitch. That was inside, and the ball got away from Lewis and down to second. Goes Palmer. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down, runner on second. Von Berg looks over at second. And the 2-2 pitch. Swung on a miss, strike 3. So for the Cavaliers, no runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 man left on base. We've played 2, and it's the Hudson River Rats 1, Eau Claire Cavaliers nothing on NLWN-TV.
The Phoenix are rising. NLWN-2 is excited to be your home for Chippewa Valley Phoenix semi-pro football. Our next game will be on June 15th when the Phoenix will host the Midwest Warriors in a non-league game. Coverage begins with Phoenix rising at 1:30 p.m. Follow the Phoenix as they battle their way through the 2024 season on NLWN-2. That's exciting Chippewa Valley Phoenix football on June 15th.
Dear moms and dads, what you have achieved here today is going to help us and our futures. It is why we are coming up on stage to collect your diplomas.
You know it's true.
Mom, we love you always.
Everything I do.
When you graduate, they graduate. Visit finishyourdiploma.org to find free and supportive adult education centers near you.
So we're back here at Carson Park, and we're taking a look at the nest, and I see a head poking up out there, one of the youngins. Maybe there's another one out there enjoying the luxury box seats that they have up there out in left center field. The Ospreys watching us. And leading off is Jake Busson for the Hudson River Rats as we enter the top of the 3rd inning. He'll be followed by Owen Anderson and then Owen Wedge. Pitch is outside for a ball. Busson popped to short his first time up. Swing and a miss. One ball, 1 strike. And the pitch. High pop-up, foul territory. Knickerbocker back. And he makes the catch. That's going to bring up Owen Anderson. He had an RBI single his first time up, drove in the only run of the game so far. And the pitch. There's a fly ball out into right field. Windeshausen going over there. It's a little too far. Goes into the corner. Windeshausen makes the throw, but with a stand-up double is Owen Anderson. He's 2 for 2 today. Windeshausen was giving it all he had to try to get there. Hat flew off and everything.
Big catcher, Owen Wedge.
That's going to bring up Owen Wedge. And the pitch. That was inside for a ball. And the pitch. That was low, ball 2. Got the inside third of the plate. Dalton Steele at the belt and delivers. There's a hard shot, ground ball into center field. Rounding third and coming in to score is Anderson. No, he's going to hold up at third. They held him. It would have been a close play at the plate. So give Wedge a single. And then he went to second on the throw. So we have runners at second and third with 1 out. Ben Land got an infield single his first time up. Hit that high hopper that Caden Erickson had to wait for it to come down, and by the time it did, he beat the throw to first. Corners are playing up for the Cavaliers. That pitch missed outside. 2 balls, no strikes. Delikowski's well up on the infield grass over at first. Mueller is about even with the bag. Swing and a miss for strike 1. Ben Land is at the plate. There's a ground ball into left field for a base hit. 1 run is coming in. Here comes the second throw coming to the plate. Oh, it got there in time, but Knickerbocker just couldn't hang on. So it's an RBI single. And it was 2 RBIs as Anderson and Wedge came in. Making the score 3-0. River Rats on top. And the pitch swung on a miss. This is Taylor Mattern. He laid down a sacrifice bunt his first time up. And the pitch. Line shot, fair ball. Down the third base line. That's going over into the corner and quickly getting it back in is Tillman.
Yeah, that just snuck inside the line.
It drew chalk and when it hit the foul line. And heading out to have a chat on the mound is Ryan Bemnister. As the Rivermen, not the River Rats, Rivermen are tomorrow.
Yeah.
River Rats have runners at second and third with one out. Want to remind you that coming up tomorrow, we will have more Cavalier baseball for you here on NLWN-TV as Cavaliers travel to the south part of the city to take on the Eau Claire Rivermen over at Fairfax Park. And the dugout show starts at 12 noon. And the first pitch is scheduled for 12:30. Also, don't forget, tomorrow we have Eau Claire or Chippewa Valley Phoenix football from right here at Carson Park. Dan, you're going to be over there for that one.
I'll be over there, right across the way.
Here's the pitch. It's outside for a ball. Knickerbocker keeps it within range. Eli Rathburn drew a walk his first time up. And the pitch. There's a ground ball over to third. Throw over to first, and they got one, and a run came in to score. So coming in to score on that play was Ben Land, making the score 4-0. The River Rats on top, and at the plate is Peyton Lawrence. He flew to center his last time up. That's a strike called on the outside corner. And the pitch. That's outside. Knickerbocker blocked it.
Action down on the Cavaliers bullpen.
And the pitch. Line shot right into the glove of Caden Mueller. And so the Cavs are finally out of the inning, but not before the River Rats pick up 3 runs on 4 hits. There were no Cavalier errors and 1 left on base. So we've played 2.5, and it's the River Rats 4, Cavaliers nothing on NLWN-TV.
To get your lawn or garden to perform like you want, you first need to know about your soil. That's where Midwest Environmental Consultants can help. Their soil testing service can give you a complete rundown on your soil's nutrition and health. They test for nitrogen levels, phosphorus, potash, micronutrients, minerals, pH, and organic matter. Let Midwest Environmental Consultants put you in control of your soil's health. Call Midwest Environmental Consultants at 715-586-1302. That's Midwest Environmental Consultants, soil testers for the Chippewa Valley.
Hi. I'm your retirement fear. But don't be scared. You're still in pre-retirement.
Does that mean I have more time to plan?
Precisely. Here, this is pretirement.org.
Retirement savings options? Potential tax breaks?
Move.
This isn't scary. I'm doing it.
You got this.
Visit thisispretirement.org for free resources to help you customize your action plan.
Heading into the bottom of the 3rd inning, Cavaliers need to put some runs on the board. They need to get runners on base. They've done that to some degree. They've left 3 on. So the number 10 hitter in the Cavalier lineup, Brayton Tillman. But Tillman's batting .343. So he's up near the top of the Cavaliers as far as hitting, which is a common strategy. You put a good hitter down there towards the bottom to set up the top. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Be interesting to see how the Cavaliers do the second time through after having seen Von Berg. There's a strike on the outside corner. No balls and 2 strikes. Von Berg winds and fires. Swing and a miss. Brayton Tillman goes down swinging. That's been the pattern so far. Strike out the first hitter and then get another one later in the inning. And we go back to the top of the order for the Cavs, and that's going to bring up Caden Erickson. Erickson struck out his first time up. And a foul tip strike. Here's the wind and the pitch. It's outside for a ball. And the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike two. Von Berg fires. And there's a soft little line looper taken in by Hudson over there at short. Right in front of the bag at second. It's going to bring up Xavier Bemnister. He drew a walk when he stepped to the plate before. There's a line shot right back into the glove of Von Berg. And so for the Cavaliers, they go down in order. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. We have played 3, and it's the River Rats 4, Cavaliers nothing on NLWN-TV.
Royal Credit Union's low rates and flexible terms on auto loans can help keep your payments low. Get a great rate on your next car or truck purchase, or refinance an existing vehicle with an auto loan from Royal Credit Union. Royal also offers loans for buying or refinancing boats, UTVs, and other vehicles. Royal Credit Union wants to help keep your payments low. Check rates and apply for a Royal Credit Union vehicle loan online at rcu.org/autorate. Subject to credit approval.
Life's daily battles are not meant to be fought alone.
We're not powerless, so long as we don't lose sight of what's important.
Don't be afraid to seize that moment to talk to your friends.
Cloud, you okay?
Because checking in on a friend can create a safe space.
The first step on our new journey. You coming?
Reach out to a friend about their mental health. Seize the awkward. It's totally worth it.
Well, we're back here at Carson Park, heading into the 4th inning. Hudson River Rats on top of the Cavaliers 4-0. A little bit of work going on down in the Cavalier bullpen. Mason Yarrington warming up down there. And stepping to the plate is the top of the order, Mitch Lewis. And the first pitch misses outside. Here's the pitch. That pitch was low. 2 balls, no strikes. See Jackson Vance heading down there as well. That pitch is inside for a ball. So Vance is starting to warm up down in the bullpen as well. And the pitch. That's high and away, ball 4. So 4-pitch walk to Mitch Lewis. It's the second time he's walked today.
Second baseman.
That's going to bring up Landon Zuli, who was 1 for 2, infield hit, and then flew out to center. I believe there's a ground ball foul on the third base side. We have a Volkswagen parade going on.
Huh, yeah, we do.
There's some beetles and some microbuses going by. Must be a Volkswagen club that made a trip through. No balls in one strike. There's a strike called on the inside or outside third. 0-2 is the count now to Landon Zulli. And the pitch. Fly ball out into right field. It's going to fall in for a hit. So that moves Lewis over to second. And Zulli is safe on first. And brings up Jake Busson. He's 0 for 2. Popped to short and fouled out to Knickerbocker behind the plate. And the pitch. That missed low for a ball. Both pitchers working in the bullpen for the Cavs. Here's the pitch. Line shot out into left field for a base hit. Picked up there. They're going to hold the runners. So Busson is on with a single, and out comes Ryan Bemnister. Yeah. Let's see if he makes a change here. Nobody out, bases loaded. And he signals to the bullpen to just wait out there. He's not changing pitchers yet, anyway.
Yeah, Mason Arrington was coming in.
Kind of looked like it. Arrington's always eager. Dick Smith going out to break up the party. He must not have got his invite.
That's right.
So I suspect they were talking a little bit about whether they want to give up the run to get the out, or now they have a force at the plate, make that throw to the plate.
Yeah, trying to keep the ball down and maybe get a grounder.
There's a fly ball out into left field. Moving back is Tillman. It's off the wall. 1 run is in. 2 runs are in. Here comes a 3rd run. Or check that. Only 2 runs came in.
Yeah.
And the reason he's only on with a single is because the runners had to hold in case Tillman got out there. So Owen Anderson has a single to the deepest part of left field that you can, and he picked up 2 RBI.
First baseman is always red.
Yeah, like hit the top of the pipe, but then carry him back into the field.
And that one's low. Well, Dan, we just can't allow the opponents to have grand slam home runs in 2 games in a row.
Yeah, that's right.
Because we had one at Cadott. And the pitch. That's a strike called on the inside corner. We're counts even at 1-1. Yeah, the one at Cadott. To add insult to injury, that was a former Cavalier that hit it. Here's the pitch. That's inside for a ball. 2 balls and a strike. Still nobody out. 2 runners on, 2 runs in. 6-0. The River Rats are on top. Now that pitch was low, ball 3. And ball 4. So that loads the bases again. And here comes Bemnister, and he's going to make a change now. So we'll get that all figured out right after this timeout on NLWN-TV.
Let NLWN-TV and the Northern Light Webcasting Network take you out to the ballgame.
Our next game will be on Saturday, June 15th, as the Cavaliers take on the Eau Claire Rivermen from Fairfax Park in Eau Claire. Coverage begins with the In the Dugout show at 12 noon, followed by live play-by-play action. That's Eau Claire Cavalier baseball on Saturday, June 15th on NLWN-TV.
The Phoenix are rising. NLWN-2 is excited to be your home for Chippewa Valley Phoenix semi-pro football. Our next game will be on June 15th when the Phoenix will host the Midwest Warriors in a non-league game. Coverage begins with Phoenix rising at 1:30 p.m. Follow the Phoenix as they battle their way through the 2024 season on NLWN-2. That's exciting Chippewa Valley Phoenix football on June 15th.
My name is Teresa Barber. I was in the United States Navy and I served overseas in the Middle East and Africa. Early on in my career, I had a commander that taught our suicide prevention training on a Friday afternoon, and the very next day he took his own life. 90% of suicide attempts involving a gun are fatal. You don't know how much somebody can hide what's going on inside their head. Store your guns securely. Help stop suicide.
I've always been told I gotta be strong. Thick skin, tough as nails. But to be everything for everybody, it wears on you. Black don't crack, they say. But it can. We all can. Reach out to a friend if you see them going through it. No matter who you are, being vulnerable is what makes us whole. Learn how to help at seizetheawkward.org.
On the mound now for the Cavaliers is Mason Yarrington. Yarrington comes into the game with an 0-2 record and a very impressive 1.80 earned run average. For Dalton Steele, he went 3+ innings, gave up 6 runs, all of which were earned. He's also responsible for the 3 runners on base on 9 hits and 4 bases on ball. That's going to bring up Ben Land. He's 2 for 2, infield hit and a single to left. He's also scored a run and has an RBI. The first pitch is a ball. Yarrington at the belt and delivers. That's a strike on the inside corner. Yarrington delivers. Ground ball over to third. Mueller fires to the plate for 1. Throw over to first. And they didn't get the second out. So, one grounds into a fielder's choice. And Busson is out 5-2.
Right, Taylor, better.
So the bases remain full with 1 out. And Taylor Mattern, who he doubled his last time up. And he also has a sacrifice bunt. There's a fly ball foul on the left side.
No
balls and a strike. And the pitch. That's outside. 1-1 is the count. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 3 on. And the pitch. That was close, but just inside. 2 balls and a strike. And the pitch. Fouled away at the plate. Kind of handcuffed him that time.
Yeah, right up in the.
Right by the grip there.
Yeah.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Yarrington delivers. High pop up. It's in the field of play. Delikowski moving over, and he makes the catch. Two down, and Eli Ramthan comes to the plate.
Eli.
He had an RBI ground out his last time up when he grounded to third. And there's a foul back. No balls and a strike. And the pitch. Fly ball over the extended reach of Erickson. 1 run is in. Here comes the throw. It's not going to be in time. Runner takes off for third. Runner takes off for second. So Rampton has an RBI single to left field with 2 RBIs. And then he went to second on the throw. Coming in to score on that was Owen Anderson and Owen Wedge. And at the plate is Peyton Lawrence. Flew out to center field and lined to third. First pitch was a called strike. That one's inside. And the pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 2. Yarrington delivers. Fly ball out into left field. Tillman moving over. He's camping under it and makes the catch. So, the River Rats send 9 to the plate. They bat around and pick up 4 runs on 4 hits. There were no Cavalier errors, and 2 were left on base. So we have now completed 3.5, and it's the River Rats 8, Cavaliers nothing on NLWN-TV.
Let NLWN-TV and the Northern Light Webcasting Network take you out to the ballgame.
Our next game will be on Saturday, June 15th, as the Cavaliers take on the Eau Claire Rivermen from Fairfax Park in Eau Claire. Coverage begins with the In the Dugout show at 12 noon, followed by live play-by-play action. That's Eau Claire Cavalier baseball on Saturday, June 15th on NLWN-TV.
So we're getting ready to head into the bottom of the 4th inning. Due up for the Cavaliers are Cade Bueller, Sam Knickerbocker, and Cody Dayton. Von Berg is going to start his 4th inning of work. Cody Dayton went down swinging his first time up. Oh, check that. Cade Mueller. I don't know why I said Cody Dayton. They both start with a C. Swing and a miss. Von Berg just throwing the fastball. Here's the pitch. And there's a strike on the inside third. And the pitch. Strike three called over the outside corner. That's going to bring up Sam Knickerbocker. He got on an error by the second baseman on an errant throw over to first. I guess that's why they call it an errant throw if it charges him with an error. They're going to give him another chance. And this time, the throw over to first is fine, and Knickerbocker goes down. That's going to bring up Cody Dayton, who also grounded to short his last time up. Hudson made a good throw on Cody Dayton. Here's the pitch. That's a strike called on the outside corner. And the pitch swung and a miss, strike two. Here's the wind and the pitch. And strike three called over the inside third, and the Cavaliers go down in order. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. And we have played 4, and it's the Hudson River Rats 8 and the Cavaliers nothing on NLWN-TV.
C&K Construction is your source for high-quality concrete and construction work in the Chippewa Valley. Established in 2014, C&K Construction in Chippewa Falls is a leading concrete contractor proud to serve Eau Claire, Altoona, Menominee, and surrounding areas. Specializing in concrete construction, excavating, flatwood poured walls, and much more, they're right for all of your concrete needs. Call C&K Construction in Chippewa Falls at 715-559-1335.
Let NLWN-TV and the Northern Light Webcasting Network take you out to the ballgame.
Our next game will be on Saturday, June 15th, as the Cavaliers take on the Eau Claire Rivermen from Fairfax Park in Eau Claire. Coverage begins with the In the Dugout show at 12 noon, followed by live play-by-play action. That's Eau Claire Cavalier baseball on Saturday, June 15th on NLWN-TV.
So we head to the top of the 5th inning. Maybe Mason Yarrington can tame these bats a little bit by the River Rats. He came in and got 3 of the 4 hitters out that he faced. And we're back at the top of the order. Mitch Lewis, he's walked twice and grounded to short. He scored a run. Here's the pitch. That's inside. Yarrington's not afraid to come with that curveball on his first pitch. That one was low for a ball.
We got a strike, I think.
Did he call it a strike? Well, there's a fly ball out to center field. Palmer moving over, under it, makes a catch. So I guess it didn't matter if that was a ball or a strike. That's going to bring up Landon Zuli. Zuli is 2 for 3. Infield single. And then he singled to right. He scored twice. In between, sandwiched in there, he flew out to center. Yarrington wanted that one. It was called a ball. I think he called it low. Here's the pitch. That's a strike called on the inside corner. Yarrington winds and fires. Ground ball over to short. Throw over to first, long throw, and it's not going to be in time. We have a new shortstop out there for the Cavaliers. Jackson Vance is out there.
Shortstop, Jake Hudson.
So give Zuli an infield hit. And the first pitch to Jake Busson is outside for a ball. Busson is 1 for 3. Swing and a miss. Counts even at 1-1. He singled his last time up. That pitch was a little low. 2 balls and a strike. 1 out. Mason Yarrington gets him to chase that one. Counts even at 2-2. Yarrington at the belt, and he delivers. Line shot out into left field. Fair ball. It goes down into the corner. And they hold it up. It went under the benches in the bullpen area. So it's going to be a ground rule double. And they had to hold up Zuli as he was rounding third. He would have come in to score. So ground rule double by Busson. Into the left field corner brings up Owen Anderson, who is 3 for 3 tonight. There's a strike called. And the pitch. That just missed. And I'm not sure whether Dick Smith called that low or outside.
Yeah, it was a little low.
And the pitch. Swing and a miss. Curveball. That's the curveball we've seen Mason Yarrington throw all year. Both when he was in high school and here with the Cavs.
Yeah,
it's a nasty pitch.
Yeah, it's got lots of movement.
Came back with a low fastball. So the count's even at 2-2. 1 out. Runners at second and third. Zuli's at third. There's a line shot out into center field for a base hit. Zuli comes in to score, and right behind him is Busson. And the ball got away from Knickerbocker. He was backed up by Yarrington, but not quick enough to keep Anderson from moving over to second.
First pitch for Owen.
So 2 RBI for Owen Anderson, and then he went to second on an error. And we have a pinch runner coming in for Anderson. And that's going to be Jack Solheide. And that pitch is a little bit low for a ball. 1 out.
Oh.
And that was a ball. I believe the scoreboard's a little bit behind on the score.
Yes.
And that pitch is low. 3-0 is the count. We have some more activity going on down in the Cavalier bullpen. And the pitch. There's a ground ball foul. 3-1 is the count.
And they have two lenses in. Yeah, two lenses.
And here comes Ryan Bemnister out to have a chat as Owen Wedge drew the walk. And I'm looking down there to see who's throwing, and I might be Xavier Bemnister. It is. Bemnister's in the bullpen warming up. And Bemnister said what he needed to say. Mason Yarrington, probably the youngest player on the staff for the Cavaliers. And sometimes you just need to give him a little bit of a pat on the back. 2 runners on. And there's a strike called to Ben Land. He's 2 for 3. And that missed low. And the pitch. Check swing. And they're going to say he did not go. 2 balls and a strike. I would say that's the right call. He held that bat back.
Yeah, I can see it pretty good up here.
And 3-1 is the count. And the pitch. Line shot foul down the third baseline. Full count to Ben Land. And the pitch. Pop up. Foul territory. Delikowski back to make the catch. So now there's 2 down. And that's going to bring up Taylor Mattern. Mattern is 1 for 2. Doubled. Fouled to Delikowski. And then he also laid down a sacrifice bunt. There's a chop foul down the third base line. No balls and a strike. That pitch is a little high. Yarrington at the belt. And he delivers.
Ooh.
They say that was high. It looked pretty much at the letters from here. But we don't have a good angle, so. And the pitch. That was in the dirt. We're not playing cricket. You can't hit it on the skip.
That went outside and up, and then tried down low and inside.
Carrington at the belt. And he delivers. And there's ball 4. Bases are now loaded. Eli Rampton is at the plate. Rampton is 1 for 2, plus a walk. There's a ground ball over to short. Oh, hit the hitter, or hit the runner, I should say. And so he is out. So, Rampton, I believe, gets on what's called a fielder's choice. And The runner going from second to third, that would be Wedge. Got out on a batted ball.
Hudson in the top of the 10th, 2 runs on 3 hits, no error, and 3 net left on base. After 4.5.
So we've played 4.5, and it's the Riverettes 10, Cavaliers nothing on NLWN-TV.
The roar of our engines, the pump of our heartbeats, the pedal to our metal. The sparks that ignite us, the pistons that push us, the passions that drive us, on the roads that unite us. Napa has America's largest network of parts and care, here to be the fuel that keeps you firing on all cylinders.
Visit either of Eau Claire's 2 locally owned Napa Auto Parts stores on Highway 93 or North Claremont Avenue.
Hi, I'm Smokey Bear, and I made an assistant to help you prevent wildfires.
Dude, I've got this. I've been camping since I was 5 years old.
But I am a camping influencer.
You know what? I'll bet you $5. Okay. Assistant Smokey, what is the best way to put out a campfire?
To put out a campfire, drown with water, stir, drown again. Then make sure the fire is out cold by feeling with the back of your hand.
Wait, really?
I'll take the $5.
Hitting off for the Cavaliers in the bottom of the 5th inning is Carson Windeshausen. Struck out his first time up. And he fouls that one back into the net. Logan Von Berg. He's thrown 4 scoreless innings. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss by Windeshausen. And the wind and the pitch. That's high for a ball. And the pitch. Check swing, foul tipped into the glove. So Windeshausen goes down on strikes. And that's going to bring up Ashton Kroll. He lined to the first baseman his first time up. It was one of those little soft liners. And the first pitch is high. And the pitch swung on a missed. Zuli is now playing third base. There's a fly ball out into right field. Moving over is Mathern. Or Mattern, I should say. So Zuli is now playing third base. And now playing second base is Jack Solheide. There's a foul tip back for a strike. 2 down. Nobody on. Von Berg has been pretty much untouchable by the Cavaliers. Here's the pitch. And a called strike. A ball and 2 strikes. And the pitch. That's outside for a ball. Counts all even at 2-2. Yeah, handful of 2s. 22 with a 2-ball, 2-strike, 2 down. Yep. And it's a called third strike. So for the Cavaliers, no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. We've completed 5 innings, and it's the Hudson Riverettes 10, Cavaliers nothing on NLWN-TV.
The Eau Claire Cavaliers would like to take veterans out to the ball game. That's right. As a thank you for your service, any veteran of the United States military can receive a lifetime pass for free admission to all Cavalier home games. Just come to Carson Park with your veteran identification, and the Cavaliers will issue you a free lifetime pass to all Cavalier home games. That's just the Cavaliers' way of saying thank you for your service.
There's so many rewards in life. You coming into our home was one of the greatest rewards we could have ever had.
You know, it took 20 years, and I got my 3rd child, who was 17 at the time.
It's so cool to watch the adult that you've become, and you really have done as much for us as you think we've done for you.
The Phoenix are rising. NLWN-2 is excited to be your home for Chippewa Valley Phoenix Semi-Pro Football. Our next game will be on June 15th when the Phoenix will host the Midwest Warriors in a non-league game. Coverage begins with Phoenix rising at 1:30 p.m. Follow the Phoenix as they battle their way through the 2024 season on NLWN-2. That's exciting Chippewa Valley Phoenix football on June 15th.
Dear moms and dads, what you have achieved here today is going to help us and our futures. It is why we are coming up on stage to collect your diplomas. You know it's true. Mom, we love you always.
All right, we're heading into the top of the 6th inning. New pitcher for the Cavaliers is Xavier Bemnister. Yarrington went 2 innings, gave up 2 runs. They were both earned. Gave up 4 hits and walked 2. There's a foul tip. Strike 1 to Peyton Lawrence. Lawrence is 0 for 3. Flew out, lined out, and flew out. So he's making contact with the ball. There's the pitch. There's a strike called on the inside corner. And the pitch. That's high and away. That was Bemnister's waist pitch. And that got him right in the wallet. At least if you wear the wallet on that side.
No change for the Riverettes. Number 5, Skylar Cole.
Back to the top of the order. But we have a new hitter in for the Riverettes. And it's Kyler Hove. First pitch is a called strike. Lawrence with the lead. Swing and a miss, strike 2. And the 0-2 pitch. Foul back into the net. Hove is batting 167 on the year. And the pitch. That missed outside. A ball and 2 strikes to Kyler Hove. Lawrence with his lead. And the 1-2 pitch. Swung on a missed, strike 3. That should bring up Landon Zulli, and it does.
Second baseman, Landon Zulli.
That's the first strikeout by Cavalier pitching tonight.
Yeah, the River Rats have really been on fire.
They know how to protect the plate. Here's the pitch. There's a strike called. Bemnister glances over at first. He's at the belt. 0-1 pitch. Fly ball, foul territory, and that's going to be out of play. We have some defensive shifting by the Cavaliers as well because Windeshausen is now at first. Tyson Woodcock is out in right field. Came into the lineup for Delikowski.
Yeah.
There's a ground ball, and it's going to be through the hole and into center field. So that'll bring up, in fact,
First off, Jake Busser.
that's a 4-hit night for Landon Zulli. Jack Busson comes to the plate. And a line shot out into center field. Coming in and making the catch is Palmer. So 2 runners on, 2 down.
Third baseman, Jack Sohard.
So Jack Sohide is at the plate. It's his first appearance tonight. First pitch is a ball. And I believe this may be his first appearance with the River Rats at the plate. There's a strike called on the outside corner because Sohide has no hitting statistics. And the pitch is outside. And here's the pitch. Fouled away.
That ball runs by playing in sports. Looking at 3rd and 15, use Hamilton Avenue on the player.
Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 down, 2 on. Jack Sohide. Bemnister delivers. That's outside for ball 3. So it's going to be traveling time on the bases. Three balls, 2 strikes. Runners go. Bemnister delivers ground ball over to short. Scooped up, throw to first in time. So for the River Rats, no runs on 1 hit. There were no errors, and 2 were left on base. We've completed 5.5, and it's the River Rats 10, Cavaliers nothing on NLWN-TV.
Ready for a better way to bank? Switch to Royal Credit Union. Royal Credit Union is a financial co-op, not a corporation, so we return earnings to our members. That means you get low or no fees for account services and better rates on deposits and loans. You'll also have all the digital tools you need at your fingertips, so managing your account is easy. Royal is ready to help you discover the credit union difference. Switch to Royal Credit Union today at rcu.org/difference. Insured by NCUA.
When you graduate, they graduate. Visit finishyourdiploma.org to find free and supportive adult education centers near you.
And we're back here at Carson Park, getting ready to head into the bottom of the 6th inning. Von Berg is still on the mound. And stepping to the plate for the Cavaliers is Tyson Woodcock. Replacing Jerome Delikowski. Woodcock moved out to right field as Windeshausen came in to play first base. There's the pitch. That's high for a ball. And the pitch. That's outside for a ball. Woodcock comes into the game batting .200. And there's a strike called. 2 balls and a strike. That one caught the outside corner. That pitch is inside for ball 3. Woodcock making one of those rare fielding appearances. Swing and a miss for strike 2. Generally used as a pitcher. Occasionally, you'll find him out in the outfield, and this must be one of those occasions. Full count to Tyson Woodcock. Von Berg's payoff pitch. Line foul off the right side. So here's the payoff pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 3. That's going to bring up Brayton Tillman. Tillman struck out his first time up. And the pitch. There's a soft little pop-up, and the pitcher falls down, and it's going to be an infield hit.
Hey, take it out. Everything you do.
And there goes the no-hitter, and the fans are giving him a nice hand because Von Berg had a no-hitter going into the 6th inning.
Of course not. Jackson, you think.
So Jackson Vance comes to the plate. And there's a strike called. Vance replacing Caden Erickson over at shortstop. And the pitch. That's high for a ball. And there's a strike 2 call to Jackson Vance, right at the knees. One out, runner on first. That was inside. Counts even at 2-2. You know, Dan, it really is a shame that Von Berg's no-hitter was broken up because he was backing up to catch a fly ball and fell over.
Yeah, it was kind of drifted on him a little bit, I think. He thought it was going to be up on the mound.
That pitch is high. It's full count to Jackson Vance. Von Berg at the belt. And he delivers. Swing and a miss for strike 3. That'll bring up Xavier Bemnister, the pitcher.
Xavier Bemnister.
With 2 down. That pitch was a called strike on the outside corner. And the pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. And there's a ground ball base hit into right field. So Bemnister's on with a base hit. Moves Tillman over to second with 2 down. And that's going to bring up Cade Mueller. Mueller struck out twice, once swinging, once looking. Von Berg delivers. That's outside for a ball. Well, at least that time, Dan, with that base hit that Bemnister got, that was a legit base hit. So it kind of takes the sting away over the way he lost his no-no. There's a line shot out into right field. It's going to roll into the corner. Cavaliers are going to be on the board. And here comes another runner coming to the plate, and 2 RBI double for Cade Mueller.
Yeah, a little light for the Cavs. Sorry. 6.
That's going to bring up Sam Knickerbocker. You know, 3rd time through the lineup. That's where we're at, Dan.
Yeah, no.
That pitch was low for a ball.
Yeah, if they can cut this in half.
Mueller on second. And the pitch. That's high for a ball. No activity down in the bullpen for the River Rats. It looks like Von Berg might be getting a little weary.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised they don't have anybody working right now.
And there's a foul ball on the left side. You know, part of Von Berg's work was with that no-hitter going, he had the adrenaline pumping, and when that disappeared, you could see the adrenaline, you could see his whole body language change.
Yeah.
Two and 1 is the count, and the pitch. It's high and away, ball 3. Hitter's pitch for Knickerbocker. And the pitch. That's high. Throw over to second. But getting in back is Mueller as Knickerbocker draws the walk. Two runners on now for Cody Dayton. Grounded to short and struck out looking. And we're going to have a conference at the mound. Chris Lorish, manager for the Hudson River Rats, is heading out to the mound. He's going to have a talk with Von Berg. I think we're going to get a courtesy runner in for Knickerbocker. It looks like it's going to be Mason Yarrington. It looks like he's digging for a batting helmet. And it is. So Yarrington is the courtesy runner on first. Dayton at the plate. Line shot foul down the left field line. Off the railing of the bleachers. The runners take their leads. Von Berg shakes off a sign. Now he's at the belt. The 0-1 pitch. Foul back. It's 0-2. 2 down, 2 on, 2 in. And the pitch. And strike 3 called over the outside corner. So Cody Dayton goes down looking. But in the bottom of the 6th inning for the Cavaliers, 2 runs on 3 hits. There were no errors, and 2 were left on base. We played 6. And it's the River Rats 10, Cavaliers 2 on NLWN-TV.
If your estate isn't looking quite estate-like, let Midwest Environmental Consultants landscape your estate right up to snuff with installation of retaining walls, brick patios, foundation planting beds, and so much more. Then they'll keep it that way with their expert lawn care service. Call Midwest Environmental Consultants at 608-468-2067. Let Midwest Environmental Consultants help make your estate the showplace of the neighborhood.
Yeah, I think one of the things that veterans...
I'm your retirement fear. But don't be scared. You're still in pre-retirement.
Does that mean I have more time to plan?
Precisely. Here, this is pre-retirement. Hi. I'm your retirement fear. But don't be scared. You're still in pre-retirement.
Does that mean I have more time to plan?
Precisely. Here, this is pretirement.org.
Retirement savings options? Potential tax breaks?
Move.
This isn't scary. I'm doing it.
You got this.
Visit thisispretirement.org for free resources to help you customize your action plan.
The Cavaliers baseball team and a quarter
Camera.
New pitcher on the mound for the Cavaliers. And 2 on, 2 out, 2 in. And yeah, it's her finger that she injured in a quilting accident.
Full contact.
That's a good, full contact quilting. It's a great story. Someday you're going to have to hear it.
Maybe I'll get her my hockey helmet.
Josh Garcia on the mound now for the Cavaliers. And leading off is Owen Wedge. And the first pitch is a ball. Wedge is 1 for 2 and a couple of walks. That one's outside. And that one's inside. 3 balls, no strikes. And the pitch. That's outside a 4-pitch walk. That'll bring up Ben Land.
Designated here. Ben Land. Hang it up, buddy. No.
And there's a strike called. No balls in the strike. That one missed outside. And the pitch. That's high. Two balls, one strike to Ben Land. And the pitch. That's high for a ball. 3-1 is the count. Land is 2 for 4. And that one missed. And Ryan Bemnister wants to have a talk on the mound.
Yeah, they weren't bad pitches. They're just not there.
They're not in the strike zone.
Yeah. Those corner ones just haven't been there all night. It's going to have to put it down the middle. Let your defense do the work.
Well, that's the theory anyway. So Bemnister said everything he needed to say.
Regular Taylor better. There. Let's see.
Foul tip.
Yep, that's what you got to do. Just put it down the middle, maybe a little bit up in the zone, and
Josh Garcia with his first pitching appearance this year. That one's high and inside. A ball and a strike. 2 runners on. That one bounces in. 2 balls and a strike. And the pitch. Line shot off the glove of Vance and around in third and coming in to score. Throw to third is not going to be in time. So Land is on. It's an RBI.
Pitching for the Reds. Number 11, Jason Fowler.
So, Jason Holler, I think is what they said. And he grounds back to the pitcher for the out.
Center fielder, Lawrence.
So, Lawrence is at the plate. Soft liner into the glove of Vance. Looked for the double play, wasn't able to get it. So 2 down. And we go back up to the top of the order, and Kyler Hove struck out his first time up. And there's a strike called. That pitch is outside. A ball and a strike. And that one's fouled back. Twelve to 2, we're in the top of the seventh. There's a pop foul back behind the plate. Off the roof of the grandstand.
Replacement.
Josh Garcia on the mound. Two balls and two strikes. And the pitch. That's high. So the count goes full. To Kyler Hove. Swing and a miss, and he strikes out. So, 2 runs on 1 hit. There were no errors, and 1 was left on base. We have played 6.5, and it's the Hudson River Rats 12, Cavaliers 2 on NLWN-TV.
In November of 2018, our daughter Jana passed away. The outpouring of support was unbelievable. Support that we received inspired us to start a foundation called the Jana Kelly Memorial Foundation. And through that foundation,
we've given back in a lot of different ways, through projects, through different other charities that we've supported. We like to help Humane Association, and the Ronald McDonald House is something that's very near and dear to us. We've also recently, this last year, we actually built a tiny house. It's really exciting to be able to give back in different ways.
To learn more or to help financially, find us on Facebook or www.janakelly.com.
Hi. I'm your retirement fear. But don't be scared. You're still in pre-retirement.
Does that mean I have more time to plan?
Precisely. Here, this is pretirement.org.
Retirement savings options? Potential tax breaks.
Move.
This isn't scary. I'm doing it.
You got this.
Visit thisispretirement.org for free resources to help you customize your action plan.
Leading up for the Cavaliers in the bottom of the 7th, Carson Windeshausen. Right now, the 10-run rule is in play. Windeshausen swings and misses. He has struck out his 2 previous appearances. And the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 2. And the pitch. Strike 3. So that's going to bring up Ashton Kroll.
Ashton Kroll.
And he is 0 for 2, line to first and flew out to right. And pitch, it's high for a ball. 2 balls, no strikes. And the pitch, it's inside. 3 balls, no strikes. Now the pitch. There's a strike called. Kroll taking all the way. Von Berg goes into his wind and the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Here's the pitch. That one got Kroll on the hand. And Kroll takes off for first base. Well, think, Dan, I think he might have called ball 4.
Okay.
And in which case the ball is not dead. If it hits the batter, it's a dead ball.
And
I think Kroll was thinking he might be able to take off and maybe get 2 bases out of it.
Yeah, I thought it was a foul ball.
Pitch is high. At the plate right now is Trenton Palmer. Well, it went down in my book as hit by the pitch for Kroll. And the pitch, swing and fouling it back. Actually, Palmer missed it. That was not a foul ball. It just wild pitch past the catcher. So Kroll's on second. Here's the pitch. There's the strike called on the outside corner. A ball and 2 strikes to Trenton Palmer. Palmer walked and struck out. Von Berg shakes off several signs. Now he found one he likes. He's at the belt. And the pitch. And strike 3 called. Curveball came over the corner of the plate. There was a big bend in that one.
Yeah, that's a few times tonight I've seen that. I've seen him freeze Cavaliers batters.
I mean, that pitch was outside 3/4 of the way down to the plate, and all of a sudden just broke over that outside corner. Tyson Woodcock is at the plate. That pitch is high. Woodcock struck out his first time up. And the pitch. That one's out of play.
Call brought to you by NLWN-TV.
One ball, 1 strike to Tyson Woodcock. And the pitch. That's high. Von Berg looks at second, and now he delivers. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Cavs could be down to their final strike here. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. We're in the bottom of the 7th. 10-run rule is in effect. 12-2, River Rats on top. That one gets past the catcher down in the dirt, off the screen, dead ball. So Kroll is on second. All right, check that on third. Full count. 2 down. And the pitch. That's high for ball 4. So Woodcock draws the walk. That's going to bring up Brayton Tillman, who is 1 for 2, scored a run. He's the one who broke up the no-hitter with that high pop-up that Von Berg fell over trying to catch. And the ball landed just beyond the end of his glove. There's the 1-0 pitch. Line shot and into the glove of the shortstop, Hudson, and that should do it. For the Cavaliers in the 7th, no runs on no hits. There were no errors, and 2 were left on base. So, final score in this one is the Hudson River Rats 12, Cavaliers 2, and the winning pitcher is going to be Logan Von Berg, who threw an outstanding game. Losing pitcher is Dalton Steele. We'll have more on this game when we get to talking baseball, which we'll get to right after this timeout. You've been tuned to Cavalier Baseball on NLWN-TV.
Life's daily battles are not meant to be fought alone.
We're not powerless, so long as we don't lose sight of what's important.
Don't be afraid to seize that moment to talk to your friends.
Cloud, you okay?
Because checking in on a friend can create a safe space.
The first step on our new journey. You coming?
Reach out to a friend about their mental health. Seize the awkward. It's totally worth it.
You've been watching Eau Claire Cavalier Baseball on NLWN-TV. This copyrighted presentation has been a production of the Northern Light Webcasting Network in conjunction with the Eau Claire Cavaliers and is intended for the enjoyment of the viewing and listening audience. Any broadcast, rebroadcast, or reproduction in any form without the express written consent of the Northern Light Webcasting Network LLC and the Eau Claire Cavaliers is prohibited. Stay tuned. Coming up next is Talkin' Baseball, with a look back at today's game.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
Time now for Talkin' Baseball with a wrap-up of today's Eau Claire Cavalier game. And now, back out to the ballpark.
And we're back here at Carson Park getting ready to talk a little baseball. Dan, the Cavaliers ran into a buzzsaw today by the name of Logan Von Berg.
Yeah, he started out really hot the first few innings. And, I thought maybe by the 4th we'd see the batters kind of pick up on those balls. And he just would throw nasty curveballs and, just froze batters all night.
And he came just a whisker close to a no-hitter tonight, giving up a fluke base hit in the 6th inning, and simply because he was trying to field a pop-up to the middle of the infield, and he was backing up, falls over flat on his back, and the ball lands just outside of his glove. You can't charge him an error. He didn't touch the ball.
I'd say you look at the mound from here, it doesn't look like much, but if you actually walk down there and step on the mound, it's got some slope to it.
Yeah. And there is a lip right around the edge of the mound where the grass starts. And I think that's where he tripped.
Yeah, and that's usually why they have one of the infield play the ball, if it's don't have the pitcher get it. But yeah, just a fluke thing.
So totals for tonight's game, the Hudson River Rats picked up 12 runs, and I've got them with 15 hits, and they've already shut off the scoreboard, so I don't know how close that is. They committed one error and left well, I see a couple that I didn't have accounted for, so it looks like they left 10 on base. Whereas the Cavaliers, well, they got 2 runs on 3 hits. They didn't commit any errors, and they left 7 on base. And winning pitcher in this game was, of course, Logan Von Berg. He went the distance. And the losing pitcher was Dalton Steele. He made it through 3 innings, started the 4th, and gave up 8 runs. All of those were earned, and so he had a rough time out on the mound today. So as good as Von Berg was, the bats for the River Rats were just as good.
Yeah, you put that combination together, and you're guaranteed to win. So, yeah, good job by Hudson to come over here to Eau Claire and go away with the win.
And the Cavs will get a chance to get back at them in July, as Cavs will head over to Hudson and have a game over there. We're going to wait for Ryan Bemnister to come up here. He should be up very shortly. And while we wait, we'll take this time out as we're talking baseball on NLWN-TV.
My name is Teresa Barber. I was in the United States Navy, and I served overseas in the Middle East and Africa. Early on in my career, I had a commander that taught our suicide prevention training on a Friday afternoon, and the very next day, he took his own life. 90% of suicide attempts involving a gun are fatal. You don't know how much somebody can hide what's going on inside their head. Store your guns securely. Help stop suicide.
I've always been told I gotta be strong. Thick skin, tough as nails. But to be everything for everybody, it wears on you. Black don't crack, they say. But it can. We all can. Reach out to a friend if you see them going through it. No matter who you are, being vulnerable is what makes us whole. Learn how to help at seizetheawkward.org.
Let NLWN-TV and the Northern Light Webcasting Network take you out to the ballgame.
Our next game will be on Saturday, June 15th, as the Cavaliers take on the Eau Claire Rivermen from Fairfax Park in Eau Claire. Coverage begins with the In the Dugout show at 12 noon, followed by live play-by-play action. That's Eau Claire Cavalier baseball on Saturday, June 15th on NLWN-TV.
And we're being joined here at Carson Park by Ryan Bemnister. And Ryan, I can only think of quoting former Minnesota Viking and Arizona Cardinal coach Denny Green when he said, "They were what we they were." Because this is a good ball club that you ran into, and both with the stick and Von Berg threw a heck of a game.
Yeah, we he threw a really good game. We had a bad approach at the plate, a few 20 at bats. We had an idea of what we wanted to do. We didn't really execute it very well. I feel bad. Our pitching that was today, I mean, they went up against, big sticks like that, and they gave us everything they could. Dalton threw really well. He's in the zone most of that's the most pitches he's thrown all year long, which is really cool. I wanted to get him through 4. We just couldn't get him through that 4th inning. The bullpen came in, and we only gave up the 5 runs in the next 3 innings or whatever it was. Whatever, they're good. It's a good team, and again, I only had 14 guys here tonight, 13 guys here tonight, or whatever. So, whatever.
And they went out and they battled, and even when they were down 10-0, they put a couple runs on the board, and all of a sudden the life started happening down in the Cavalier dugout.
Yeah, well, it shouldn't take until the 6th inning to get that doing, and
No, but I was really glad to see that it was something that did happen.
well, that's we got lucky on one hit.
The one that
Tillman,
spoiled the no-hitter.
Yeah, Tillman's little blooper over the pitcher's head, and then that kind of got a little energy there. And then Vance hasn't swung a lot. I had a lot of swings all day long. I felt bad for him as at bat, and technically there was a couple of 50-50 calls that probably should have gone the other way, but something we talked about with like 3 or 4 kids really had a good execution at the plate with how they approached the at bat, and I like Sam Knickerbocker was one, and Hav. Sam went the opposite side 2 times, and that was not by accident. That was on purpose.
Mm-hmm.
The one in the 6th by Hav. I mean, I said it right before. I said, you know what to do. You punch it to right. No, that's what your great grandfather used to do. Just take 2 and punch it to right, and that's exactly what he did. And that's the approach we need to have everybody taking, as opposed to I'm always going to hit 360 over the left field wall. Oh, you're not. So 3 hits tonight, guys. So it is what it is. It's nice to see that we got these guys here in Eau Claire, and we're down a few players and everything. We used 4 pitchers against them, 5 pitchers, whatever it was. Josh started the last inning for us. That was fun. We're trying to have fun with everything we do, but we also want to be competitive, and that was hard to find the equal balance between that tonight. And that's kind of what we talked about afterwards, along with some communication issues. So,
well, you get another chance to be competitive tomorrow as you take on, and one that actually means something as far as your league standing and so on, against the Eau Claire Rivermen over at Fairfax Park.
Yeah,
that's an interesting place to play.
It is. It is. I really hope they have the scoreboard working tomorrow. I hope the weather. I was texting with Andy early today, and we both said we really hope the weather holds off. So we both have this feeling that the weather's not going to hold off.
Oh, seems to me a year ago we got into about the 3rd inning or so, and all of a sudden the sirens went off. And,
yeah. It kind of reminds me of that right now for next year, or for this year too. We'll see. I hope we get that game in tomorrow. We got Andrew, Milner slated to start for us. I'm sure if you were watching and you noticed or whatever, we didn't use 3/4 of our strong bullpen tonight. So we're looking good for tomorrow with arms and stuff. We just want to bring the energy level right away. I think it'll help playing against another Eau Claire team. I mean, that really doesn't just like playing the Bears or playing the Billy Noss game or all this other baloney stuff that we do. I shouldn't have to say anything to get you guys excited to play. So I think their eyes were all in our little huddle. They were ready at the end of the speech about tomorrow. So I think we're ready for tomorrow.
Well, good luck on that one. I guess we will see you over at Fairfax Park tomorrow, weather permitting. Let's just keep our fingers crossed and
hope so. I really hope so. So
we'll have more talking baseball right after this timeout on NLWN-TV.
There's so many rewards in life. You coming into our home was one of the greatest rewards we could have ever had.
It took 20 years, and I got my 3rd child, who was 17 at the time.
It's so cool to watch the adult that you've become, and you really have done as much for us as you think we've done for you.
And we're back here at Carson Park, and Rick Olson, along with Dan Petschow and Monroe, has been on the computer tonight. And Dan, your final thoughts on this one?
Hudson got out that big jump early, and their defense held the rest of the game. And they just had it all put together tonight. Cavaliers threw what they could at them for pitching and defense, but just not enough for the Cavaliers tonight.
That's kind of what I was seeing too. They got outgunned tonight, pretty much. And that doesn't mean that Hudson's that much of a better team than them or anything like that. It's just that's the way it was tonight. So don't forget to join us tomorrow right here on NLWN-TV as we bring you Cavaliers taking on the Eau Claire Rivermen from Fairfax Park in Eau Claire. Coverage begins at 12 noon with the In the Dugout show, followed by live play-by-play action. First pitch is scheduled for 12:30. Also, you can join NLWN-2 as we bring you the Chippewa Valley Phoenix football. The Phoenix will be hosting the Midwest Warriors from here at Carson Park. Coverage begins with Phoenix Rising at 1:30, and kickoff is scheduled for 2 o'clock. And that's Chippewa Valley Phoenix football tomorrow on NLWN2. And that probably is not nearly as much weather dependent,
Right.
unless there's lightning in the area. Coming up later on this year, the Northern Light Webcasting Network will broadcast our 500th event. So make sure you stay tuned for special announcements that we're going to have and special awards for our loyal viewers. That's all coming up later this broadcast season on the Northern Light Webcasting Network. The Cavaliers want to remind veterans of the United States military that they can get a lifetime pass to Cavalier home games simply by coming to Carson Park with their veterans identification, and the Cavaliers will be happy to issue you your lifetime pass. Just the Cavaliers' way of saying thank you for your service. Today's Eau Claire Cavalier baseball game is brought to you by Menominee Eye and Optical, with quality personalized care for you and your family. Your Napa Auto Parts store at 3580 Mall Drive in Eau Claire. Mom's Restaurant and Pub in Colfax, comfort food the way Mom used to make it. Midwest Environmental Consultants, lawn care and soil testing experts for Western Wisconsin. Royal Credit Union, where they're different in a good way, and C&K Construction, concrete experts for the Chippewa Valley. Be sure to thank these fine sponsors for bringing you Eau Claire Cavalier baseball on NLWN-TV. So for Ann Monroe and Dan Petchow, this is Rick Olson. That final score, once again, it was the Hudson Riverettes 12, Eau Claire Cavaliers 2. You've been tuned to Talkin' Baseball on NLWN-TV.
You have been tuned to Talkin' Baseball with a wrap-up of today's Eau Claire Cavalier baseball game. This has been a presentation of the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.